Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Night Watchers, and today what we're doing is we're bringing you a special video on how to be a ghost hunter. Sit back and watch this video because this is what you're going to need to know. Okay, so I'm talking about safety tips. So what we need to do is we need to make sure that when we're out and about that we're very safe. That's one of the main things because you want to make sure that you head home. First thing you want to do is make sure that you're properly dressed. Okay, so you want to make sure you've got good boots on because you don't know what you're going to end up running into. Like myself, I've been out on explorations where I've stepped on nails. Yes, I've had a nail go through my foot.
Oh, you alright, dude? Was that a nail?
Yep.
Straight through?
It hurts. It's not good. You got to get a tetanus shot. All the rest of it, not good. So make sure you got good boots on and proper clothing. So if you're out and about and it's dark and it's cold, you want to make sure you got a jacket on. You know, things like that. Think of your PPE first. Stuff that isn't going to rip and tear and isn't going to catch on stuff. You know, you get a good jacket that keeps you warm. You want to make sure you got boots that are solid and they're not going to let anything go pierce through the bottom. You know, so a good sole on them. So that's the things with the clothing side of it. Now, you want to make sure that you tell people where you're going. So if you and a mate, or you yourself, head out somewhere and you're going to do these videos, you want to make sure you let somebody else know where you're going because if you don't return, they know where to send the authorities to find you. Also, take a friend. If you're new to this, especially if you're new to this, take someone with you. You want to make sure that you have someone with you for security reasons. So one is for your safety and two is security. You never know who you're going to run into, especially if you're doing these exploration things, you know, like there's places where you could find some squatters, you know, people out there that are not happy campers and they want to, you know, they want to attack you and you don't want that. So you want to make sure you're with someone that can, you know, help you defend yourself. Okay, another safety tip, make sure you have your mobile phone on you. Okay, so not only is it good for being a part of your equipment, you want to make sure you've got a phone on you so that way you can call any emergency numbers, you know, or a friend or somebody that can come and help you. You need to make sure you got your phone on you. So that's a safety thing as well. Make sure you got your phone, good clothing, and you're with somebody. They're the main safety tips you need to worry about. Anything else, you know, we'll do a more detailed video on this stuff later on, but these are just the main basics that you need to know.
How you going, guys? What we're doing now is I'm going to discuss some of the equipment that we have here. Basically, we're recording on the GoPro Hero 7 Black. It's perfect for going out and doing investigations because it has that stabilizer in it. So if you have to move around an area quickly, it stabilizes it. So it's a good thing. But with that, always remember to have a spare GoPro battery, your SD card, and for lighting, always good to have some filters for the camera. Okay, now that we're done there, we might move on next to the static cam. We use a pretty basic static cam. It's a Toshiba static cam, and basically we set it up, press play, press record, as you can see, and it will record an area for a couple of hours for us. So while we're there doing an investigation, we use this in a room that we're not in. We leave the room, so just in case it picks up any noises, like a couple of the episodes that we did do, I think it's sunny BRAE, it caught the knocks on the door for us. So really good to use. They're pretty cheap. You can get them from cash converters, Kmart, places like that. You can get them for under $100. So always a good little thing to start off with. Next, what we're going to do is talk. Now we've got the cameras out of the way. Next, we're going to talk about one more camera. We've got the Nikon. Dan uses this one for still photography. So if you notice with a lot of our videos, basically at the end of the videos, you'll see Dan taking still shots. This is the camera he uses, digital camera. Really good thing to use, good thing to have. You can get yourself a cheap camera like this. Well, this is not really cheap, but You can pick up a cheaper version of this from any good camera shop, and that's always good to have still shots, because sometimes those still shots will pick up things that we don't see. Always good to have. So now that we're done with the camera side of things, basically what we'll do is talk about our lighting. Okay, on our lighting, with our GoPro, we have the Lume Cube. It's the smallest, brightest light on the market at the moment. Dan will put a picture up here on the side of me for you to see what it looks like. Really awesome little piece of equipment. It's really bright, and yeah, it's awesome. Next bit of lighting that we have is this. This was given to us by one of our subscribers and friends, Simon and Claire, friends of ours. Basically what they do is clip onto the brim of your hat, and as you can see, they're a nice little bright light. Really good little LED light. So thank you for that, guys. And it's always good to have a little torch so you can see. All right, next what we're going to talk about is our power supply. Sometimes when you go out to a haunted location, it's always good to bring some power supply or batteries, which we have in the case here. We've got some more batteries. Basically, sometimes spirits will draw on the power of your devices to manipulate your K2 meter or a spirit box or something to that effect. So it's always good to bring some power packs with some leads. The reason why is that when you're on the go and you've got in the middle of nowhere like a cemetery or a location that's abandoned, it's always good to have these things, because you've got your leads, you plug them straight into your devices, and then you can keep going. So always essential to have these things. If you're in a location where you can plug into a wall outlet, always good to have your plugs. So very important pieces of equipment. Without this stuff will go flat. So you don't want to be out on a location and things go flat. So very important thing to have. All right, we'll move on from our leads and our power source. What we'll do is go over to the thermal cam. Really great piece of equipment. It picks up heat signatures. Basically, you'll turn it on with the power button. And as you can see, it'll see me with the temperature. So if you move it around, you can see the variance in heat temperature. Really good in cold places, like especially when you're out at night, in cemeteries and stuff like that. Really great to see heat signatures. So basically with this device, once you've taken the photo, you've got a micro SD storage that you can put in there, or you can plug it straight into your computer and take it from the internal storage. Really good piece of equipment. It's come in handy a few times, so recommend to get one of these. This cost us, I think it was about 200 bucks. So really, really good device, this thermal imager. Worth its weight in gold. So, all right, from there we'll move on to our K2 meter. With the K2 meter, this picks up electromagnetic fields. One of the most valuable pieces of equipment, I think. We're in the middle of a field with no electricity around at all, and this was picking up an energy.
Touch the back of this device and make it go to the red. To the red, come on. Can you make it go? Let's see.
So really awesome to have. They range from, I think it's about 35 bucks up to about 100. So really good piece of equipment to get. I would go more to the more expensive side because it's going to be better quality, obviously. But in saying that, grab yourself a $35 one, perfect. You know, good little starter for ghost hunting. What we're going to talk about now is the Bluetooth speaker. Really good. We use a white noise generator. Basically, this thing is invaluable because it links into your phone, and from there, when you do your spirit box or white noise session, basically this thing makes it louder so you can hear it. Okay. Now with our white noise generator, it's a pure white noise generator, and I'm going to suggest this if you use an app. make sure your Wi-Fi is turned off, your internet is turned off, because then you're going to have people out there saying, oh, basically you've got something uploaded from the internet and you can't really prove that it's paranormal. Turn all your internet off on your phone if you're going to use an app. That's the best thing to do. Then you've got to realise these apps are so small that they're not going to store a lot of information in there. They're running through dry banks. So make sure if you're going to use an app, make sure your internet's turned off. Now with spirit boxes, really great. There are some great spirit boxes on the market. Do your research. Make sure you get a good quality spirit box, and then you can move on. Okay, now that we've talked about this, another piece of essential equipment to have if you're going to do ghost hunting, especially out in the bush. Insect repellent. This thing has been invaluable to us many times. Mum and Dad's place. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. The bugs here are ridiculous.
Especially if you're in a dense area, you're going to get a lot of bites, a lot of insects biting you. So you get midges and all mosquitoes and stuff like that. Always carry some of this stuff. Really, really valuable. Another piece of equipment that is really good to have, pen and a pad. Then you can note anything that happens on your experience or your investigation. You can write it down and note it down. Always good to have this just in case. Okay, on that note, basically what you can do too is when you start off with a basic kit like this, you can always update your equipment because you've got your SLS KINECT camera, and that detects spirits and movement. So really good piece of equipment. Also, you can have motion detectors and all different types of equipment like that. Then you can go into your infrared cameras and stuff like that, and it always gets bigger and better. You can only grow and improve and grow and improve. So the more you do it, the better at it you become. You've also got a voice recorder on your phone as well, so you can record on your voice recorder too. So all those little things you need to start investigating. And then once you start investigating, start getting better at what you do, and then you can improve your equipment and then update, and it all flows in progression. So that is the equipment side of things. Very easy. So if you like what you're seeing, like our content, please like, subscribe, and share the channel, Kick Back Ricazz, and the Night Watchers Paranormal series. We would really appreciate that. Help us grow to that 1,000 mark.
Okay, trespassing. We're going to talk about that right now. Do not trespass. Make sure you have permission, okay? It's a big thing. If you get caught trespassing, you could land yourself in jail, right? And a massive fine. Do not do it. It is not worth the video, the views, the time, all of that to end up in jail. Do not do it, okay? Don't trespass. It's against the law. And the only thing you're going to do is wreck your own reputation and make it harder for yourself to get locations in the future. Do everything by the book. Do it all right. Contact the key holder or the owner. Get permission. Go in there. Do it and get out. Don't damage the place. Don't move things around. Don't do graffiti. Don't vandalize the place at all. Just get in, do the job, get out. Make sure you have permission. You're safe, right? So trespassing is trespassing. Don't do it. Simple. Across the board, don't do it.
Okay guys, moving on to the next point, locations and your research. One of the most important things is that there are investigators that do like going into a location cold. What I mean by cold is not researching the location. And that's fine. You can go into a location and heighten your experience. That's great. But for us, Dan and I, we like doing research into a location. It's important to, when you go into a location, it's always important to research, for us, the haunted side or the haunted past of that location, because there are some locations that we've done, like Mary is one of them, Joe's Grand Hotel, that had a very dark past. with that pass, with the research I did on that, I discovered that a lot of people perished in a fire on that site, and a new hotel was built. When Dan and I went into that location, we knew that there was a dreadful accident that had happened there. So when we go in there, we knew what to look for. We knew people that had passed there, their names and certain aspects of that location. So it gave us a bit of an insight what was behind that. So it's always important to research your location. Another thing, if possible, especially abandoned locations, especially with abandoned locations, always go to that location in the daytime if you can. If you get permission to enter that premises, go to that location and make sure you have a look for dangers. It's important, like suss out the location first, very important.
Alright guys, that was our video on how to become a ghost hunter. We hope you enjoyed it. Pete, what do they got to do, mate?
What we want you to do is like, subscribe, share our content, and get us out there, guys. Really important.
Also guys, before I forget, we've also got our True Stories collection on our YouTube channel. So what we're doing now is we're turning true stories that have happened to our followers and ourselves, turning them into a story and displaying it as a video for you to watch and listen. And hopefully you will enjoy that collection. If you do have a true story, a paranormal true story, send it through to kickbackricazz@gmail.com or send it to us through our Facebook page. We'd love to hear from you, and we'll turn it into a story video and put it on our social medias and our YouTube channel. If you'd like to remain anonymous, then let us know, and we'll make sure that no one knows who it was from, and we'll just put anonymous in the story. Okay? So thanks for watching, guys. All the best. Take care, and see you on the next one.